Good morning, campers, and welcome to Hacking Self Storage. It's Monday morning when you're listening to it, but it's Sunday evening when I'm recording this message. Okay, so how was my week in numbers? That's what we're talking about, my week in numbers, and it was set to be a fantastic week. However, we got bit in the bum with Sunday's figures. We had 4 move-outs. We had 175, 250. We had 325 square foot moved out on blooming Sunday and no move-ins. So a bit gutted, but never mind. It was still a good week. Okay, so let's get jumping straight in. Amount of quotes. We had 62 quotes. The quotes keep on coming and coming and coming. Amount of quotes per day is 8.85. Number of reservations were 16. Oh yeah, baby, we hit 16 reservations. That means it's a conversion rate from quotes to reservations of 26%. So, yeah, it's good. Anywhere between 25 and 30. We like to be 30, obviously nearer to 30. But we've got to remember that we are increasing our prices. I'll get to that in just a minute as well. So 16 reservations. Number of forward move-ins out of them 16, we got 4, so that's 25%. Number of new move-ins this week, we had 14 new move-ins, and that was 1,300 square foot moved in. Other move-ins, we had 6 other move-ins. Some people were downsizing, some people were upsizing. So in the end, it worked out a net 50 square foot of other move-ins. So total move-ins was 1,350. Conversion rate, by the way, for move-ins to quotes was 22.58%. So we want it to be around about 25%, but you know, we'll take it. So 23% there. Okay, number of times the van was rented out. Are you ready? I know this is your favorite bit. The Transit was rented out 6 times and the Luton was rented out 6 times. So it's still very, very busy, immensely busy. There's an argument to say that we could even have another van as well. A conversation for another day, because I don't want to ultimately be doing it if it's not going to pay its way. So yeah, there's a conversation to be had, I'm sure, down the line. So where did our quotes come from? Very, very interesting actually this week. So Google didn't perform particularly well. Google 41 quotes, and that was 66%. Normally we're above 70% now on Google. So that's interesting. Word of mouth was 14.52%, so 15%. Passing by was 6. 6 quotes came from passing by. That's 10%. Bevel 24, 0. Estate agents, 0. Used before was 1. Social media was 1. Bing was 1. And leaflet was 1. We've got now a leaflet. What we do is send out leaflets to everybody who has sold their house subject to contract on Rightmove. So we're sending out tons of leaflets at the minute. And it's what we're doing is offering free stuff like free moving kits and stuff like that, just so that people know we're here. See, we're trying to give something first before we even ask for them to come in, or psychological. And blog was 2. Blog. I don't know how people have found us for the blog. We don't really write on the blog anymore. I don't know. Interesting. I'm sure that is somebody thinking, I can't be bothered with blog. I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see if we get any conversions from those blog ones. Right. Here's a quick word from our sponsor while I have a drink of Diet Coke. And by the way, Diet Coke is not the sponsor of this episode. 1 second. Diet Coke break. Oh, that was real nice. Real nice and fizzy and cold. Okay, so square foot moved in this week was 1,350. Square foot moved out. Remember, we had 325 move out, I believe, on Sunday. So we had a total of 1,025 square foot moved out. So the net result is we are positive 325. So positive 325 for the week. I'm glad we're positive. I'm over the moon, we're positive. Could it be more? Potentially, but next week's looking pretty healthy. So we'll see how it goes. Amount of rooms moved in was 20. Amount of rooms moved out was 12. So total internal rooms occupied was 374. 374 internal rooms occupied. That is tremendous. No containers in, no containers out. We've got 26 rented out. We are getting some containers from, containers or outdoor units hold this space. And I will tell you all about it next week, what we've decided to do, because we're absolutely desperate for space. Car parking, none in, none out. We need to get car parking out as well, because we need to utilize that car park and get outdoor units on that car park. So Yeah, we need to get rid of them. Current store occupancy. I love saying this. This is so exciting for me. 86.89%. I'll say it again, 86.89%. We have currently got less than 20 units available in the store. And I'll get to that in just a minute. Currently got less than 20 units available in the store because so many is reserved. So many has been reserved. Weekly average sales per moving was £13.37, and the average insurance sold per moving was £4,857. I want to be 5,000 now. So a little bit less than where we want to be, but still on the whole, pretty good. Next week, how many move-ins are we expecting? We're expecting 14 move-ins for 1,100 square foot. 1,100 square foot due next week. And we have 735 due out. So I expect next week to be over 500 positive. Yes, 500 square foot positive. We're currently 100 up on the month so far. And yeah, I'm expecting over 500. That's where we want to be next week. Okay, so just a minute ago, I said I'd tell you in a minute about basically square footage and increasing the prices, etc. So we're having a big meeting tomorrow because I'm a big believer in when you are coming up to 90%, when you're over 85%, you need to start looking at your prices, and you need to start increasing the prices on certain size units. And obviously then if you're increasing the prices on the street rate, that's the street rate is what people are coming in at. So the prices that people who are getting a quote are getting right now. You also need to increase the prices of your existing customers. So what we need to do is we need to increase existing customers. And so we're having a meeting tomorrow because this is the first time we've actually been in this situation. We've never been in this situation before for Stormore because it's obviously been in lease up stage. It's only been open 4.5 years. So we're in lease up stage now. We're not officially classed as a mature store yet because we've done an extension less than 2 years ago. So we're not classed as a full mature site. However, in terms of occupancy, we're definitely mature. So yeah, it's interesting times for us. We don't know how it's best to do it because obviously we do monthly price increases. So every 9 months, somebody gets a price increase. And my belief is that it will be around about a 20% increase for everybody. But how do we get that out? Do we start doing it in the 9 monthly increases, or do we just bite the bullet and say, hey, do you know what? Bosh, everybody gets 20% increase. And some people will leave, some people stay, but we'll increase our revenue. And then we will have rooms available for when summer comes along. And we can really maximize the revenue. We can really maximize the revenue, get the low payers out and get the high payers in. It's always an awkward balance in that because you want to do right by the customer, but ultimately we've got to do right by the customer who's going to pay the most, because we are going to be a 90% full site. By hook or by crook, we will be 90%. And that means that we will be turning people away because just the circularization of the rooms. So we will be turning people away. So we need to have strong revenue management. And I've got to get in my mind that, because obviously you don't like upsetting customers by increasing the prices, but then you're upsetting other customers that can't move in who would be willing to pay them high prices, because we're 90% full now. And even when we increase the prices, I'm sure by midsummer, we will still be 90% full, even when we've increased the prices. So fortunately for us, it's supply and demand. And so we need to sort out the best way forward for increasing the prices and keeping the customers, I was going to say happy, but keeping the customers who are willing to pay more, the less price conscious. There's 3 types of customers, isn't there? There's people who are price conscious, there's people who are location conscious, and the people who are quality conscious. They're the 3 types of customers. And you want to repel the price conscious customers, and you want to attract the location people who are driven by location and also driven by quality. They're the 2 customers that you want, and you want to repel the price conscious customers. And so you need them too. So at the minute, that's unfortunately what we're going to have to start doing. We're going to have to start repelling the price conscious customers and making sure that people who are driven by location and by the quality of a product and what we offer, because we are officially Hull's safest self-storage facility. So we want to make sure that we are correctly charging, because we will find them two forms of customers, but at the minute we might have price conscious customers in there. So we need to increase the prices to make sure we can get we can move them out and get. It sounds like really cutthroat, doesn't it? It sounds really cutthroat, but it's revenue management and it's supply and demand. And so we need to get the location people, the people who are driven by location and quality. That's what we're aiming for now. That's how our business model have got to evolve. Before, it was about getting people in. And don't get me wrong, we were still more expensive. We was the most expensive in Hull, self-storage, but we offered more. So we was comfortable doing that. We was only just a little bit more expensive. Now we realize that we've got to be a fair amount more expensive than the competition, over 20% more. That's what we've got to be now. And it's a great place to be, because the race for the bottom, if you're cutting your prices, the problem is that you might just win that race for the bottom to be the cheapest. You don't ever want to be playing in that pool. There is no gold in that pot. There is only gold at the end of the other side of a rainbow, at the other playing field, and that's where we want to play in. So I'll keep you updated exactly what we talk about and how we get to an opinion, and how we get to decide the next path. But it'll be well thought out and structured, and it'll be interesting, because currently we're on target to be true period revenue for £71,000 at the minute. That's where I'm reckoning this month will be. This month will finish 71,000. So yeah, very, very good. Really excited by that. And obviously we're doing no offers now as well. No offers, 0 offers. So no half price offers or anything like that. Okay, let's have a look at the revenue, how much we took last week. We took 17,000 at Stormore. We only had £96 bounce direct debits, which was nice to see. So £17,038.79. That was our revenue for Stormore. We had no bounce direct debits at Beverly. This is the first time I've seen this. First time I'm seeing this myself. No bounce direct debits at Beverly. And we took £4,146.83. So in total, we took £21,185.62 last week. So lovely jubbly. Yeah, it's always nice to be over the 20 grand. That is super duper. Let's have a look at the true period revenue versus actual revenue. Positive signs for both sites. Stormore, true period revenue is £16,153.03. And the actual revenue is £17,038.79. So we're positive £885.76. Beverly, the true period revenue is £2,922.67. And the actual revenue is £4,146.83. So we're positive by £1,224.16. Just quickly before I finish about revenue management, that is a difference, my friends, between a very, very successful self-storage and a successful self-storage. It's a difference between you living a very nice lifestyle and a nice lifestyle. It is, I can't describe to you the difference. And it's all about your mindset, and it's supply and demand. It's exactly like an airplane. When there's less seats, the prices of them seats that are left go up. And it's exactly like that. It's demand pricing. And that's what we have to be like. We're a business at the end of the day. We're a business, and that's how we've got to treat it, as a business. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to make money. There's nothing wrong with trying to maximize your revenue, maximize your profits. That's what we're all here for. But for some reason, none of us dare talk about it. None of it. I feel uncomfortable now, squirming in my seat. I'm like, ooh, I'm not talking about it. But that's what we're here for. I'm here to maximize everything I can to make sure that I provide my family the best lifestyle I possibly can do. And I do that. That's my responsibility. It's my responsibility to make sure we do that. And I know that I've been speaking to other business owners and other self-storage owners that believe that we shouldn't do price increases and we shouldn't maximize our revenue. And when we're full, we're full. That's it. That I respect that view, and I see where people are coming from, but I disagree very strongly with that view. Because people are willing to pay, especially when you're 86, 7% full, 90% full, people are willing to pay more, but you're turning them away. So you've got a responsibility to your family, you've got a responsibility to your staff, you've got a responsibility to yourself to make sure that you maximize your revenue. Why on earth, if somebody, it's like eBay, it's exactly like eBay. Why on earth would you allow something to go for £100 when somebody else is willing to pay £120? That's exactly the situation here. So what we need to make sure is that we make sure that we're finding the people who are willing to pay £120. And we don't want to sell to the people who are going to pay £100. And so what got me here right now isn't going to get me the next step, because it's a whole different mindset. We've got to change. I've got to change how we do things, because it was all before about filling up for the, don't get me wrong, the best rate we can, but we wanted to fill up. But now we're here, it's about maximizing our revenue. It's about squeezing that sponge and making sure, I thought someone's coming on driving, it's making sure that we actually, somebody's coming on drive. I don't know who it is. We actually get the most bang for our buck. And that's what it's all about, my friends. And I speak to so many self-storage owners who don't do this, who feel uncomfortable doing this. Well, I want to give you permission, because it's the right thing to do. You won't go on eBay and accept £100 for something that somebody's willing to pay 120 for, would you? Of course you wouldn't. So why are we doing this with self-storage? Don't feel bad. Don't feel guilty. Supply and demand. It's business. It's the world we live in. I mean, it's everything is supply and demand. Every single thing that you've seen, that is the optimum that's for sale right now. That is the optimum price that people can get. If they get more, they would charge more. But their research and their development has said that that's the price that people are willing to pay. Whether it be £50 for a t-shirt, £100 for a t-shirt, whatever it is, whatever make it is, that is the maximum that they are willing to pay. So therefore, that is the maximum they're putting up for. And so we've got to have that mindset as well. We've got to make sure that we maximize the revenue. And there is nothing wrong with that. And I feel like I'm trying to convince myself as well. I'm joking. I know that I get a bit of pushback when I start talking about maximizing revenue to people. And really, we shouldn't. Every single world-class operator that I speak to all fundamentally agree this is the way to play it. AJ Osborne, absolute world-class. We've got Ann Ballard, absolute world-class. Dave Davies, absolute world-class. And every single one of those is talking about maximizing revenue by increasing prices when you like this as well. It's revenue management. Dan Bradbury, revenue management. And Dan Bradbury does that himself with his masterminds and stuff, and he keeps on putting the prices up. But people keep paying. So he keeps on putting the price up. He quoted somebody a stupid price because he didn't have any spare seats left in his private mastermind. I think he only has 11 people in his private mastermind where he coaches them one-on-one. And then that person paid. And he's like, no. But he thought he was pricing himself out of the market. Turns out some people are willing to pay that. Right. Okay, my friends. Hopefully that has been useful to you. And I'd love to hear from you. DeanBooty@iCloud.com. BOOTY @iCloud.com. I would love to hear from you guys if you are in a similar situation and you are start maximizing your revenue, or if you just want some sounding board or a little bit of advice, how we're doing it, how we're structuring it, letter we're sending out to customers in terms of price increases. I was talking to another self-storage operator the other day, and they was doing their price increases, and they was doing something that I used to do. I used to be trying to justify it, justifying it, big long email or big long PDF. I was like, why? You don't need to justify it. You don't need to justify it at all. The more you justify it, the more pushback you'll get. The more people will sense that, I don't know, just you'll get more pushback. So don't justify it. I was saying, I'm doing the painting, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're developing the security, putting our cameras in. I was like, oh my God, why are you justifying it? The more you justify it, the more it looks bad. So yeah, don't justify it. So if anybody wants to bounce ideas off me or see the template that we use, then please feel free, because it's just a template now we use, bang, straight away. Goes out to everybody. And it literally, I can't remember exactly what it says, but it's basically your price is going up by such amount a week. Never ever put the high amount, never put the monthly amount that's going up or for weekly amount. Put the weekly amount, because it's less. It looks less. Okay, do's, dudettes. Hopefully that has been some use to you guys. I love you. I appreciate you. And if you could, please, the sponsors help keep the lights on around here. And if you could just check them out, that would mean the world from me as well. To me. So yeah, I'd appreciate that, guys. All right, I am going to go and watch a movie and enjoy the rest of my Diet Coke. All right, have a wonderful Monday. Keep smashing in these reservations and plenty of move-ins. All right, guys, girls, speak to you soon. Loads of stories, love to each and every single one of you. Bye-bye.